everyone to another edition of Coffee Time. You know that Sanctuary is about healing. It's a soul care center. And one of the people who've come through our soul care is Catherine. Welcome, Catherine. Thank you so much for being with us today.
And thank you for having me, Hilary.
It's
an absolute honor.
Thank you. So Catherine has walked a journey with us, and I'd like to have you discuss a little bit what that journey's been like. It hasn't been an easy road for you. You've hit some really difficult places in your life, and I wonder if you could tell the viewers what you felt about your experience through the Sanctuary Soul Care. Was it helpful?
So I wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't find it helpful. It's been a long journey, and I think it's a journey. That's exactly what it is. And I think the Sanctuary has just been amazing. You've held my hand and you've supported me, and it hasn't been easy. And I think, I came here, you saw how broken I was, and I feel like a different person. And I didn't know who I was, and I think that that's such an instrumental thing to know who you are as a person, because it filters through in every area of your life. And
so through that journey with us, Catherine started, as many of us do, when life was not playing along. It just did not play fair. And sometimes it's just a very tough road to walk alone. Yeah. And so, Catherine, you came on into us, and we began that journey, and it's been a process, hasn't it?
Yes, I think unraveling all the layers from all the years, it has been a process, but it's been so worth it, and I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own. So I'm really, really grateful for the Sanctuary, and
that's our pleasure. That's all we want to do at Sanctuary, is assist folks. There are times when you can get through your issues alone, and then there's sometimes when having that backup, that support with a healing conversation. So, Catherine, in the beginning, I love to have at least a healthy chat, a healing conversation, a one-on-one with somebody who might give you a positive outlook. When you're going through a bad time and you talk to a friend, have you ever found that those friends don't always give you helpful advice?
They say what you want to hear, which is,
or they make you feel worse about your problem, or guilty perhaps. But don't you find that sometimes you just want to sort your life out? Whose life is it, Catherine?
It's my life, so they can't help me.
Right.
So, and I think that that's also what's been amazing about the Sanctuary, is you get to the root of the problem. It's not going round and round and round in circles, or saying things that I want to hear. It's getting to the root of the problem. And I think it's important to highlight that I'm still on my journey. I'm still in a very difficult period of my life. But the part that gives me hope is the fact that the tools that you've given me and the support that you've given me, I'm still standing. I'm still here. And I wouldn't have been able to be this strong and in this position if it wasn't for the Sanctuary. So,
You see, that's all we want to do, folks. We're not going to wave a magic wand over anybody. If you see our logo, it's 3 hands. So it's the counselor and their responsibility. God does his part. Our training all kicks in. The counselee, the client, has their responsibility because it's Catherine's life. But the one thing we can offer is a private space where you can unpack your own life and reconfigure it, repack the suitcase of your own life in a way that makes sense. Because, Catherine, do you agree with the fact that life happens? Bad things happen to good people. Bad things happen to bad people too. Life just happens. Equal opportunities. We all are victims at some point. And sometimes it can be very unfair. And sometimes our traumas aren't gone in a moment. Catherine, you've had a long journey, haven't you?
I have.
And you're still in it, aren't you?
I'm still in it, yeah.
But here's the thing with Catherine, and I love this. Catherine came in with a conversation. She wanted a healing chat. And then she loved the privacy of the sanctuary, a room where, with one person, she could slowly unpack and unravel her take on her own life, her take on what happened to her in a safe environment. Did you feel safe when you were here?
Oh, definitely. And I think something that's really important to me, and it's not for everybody, but the fact that I chose to walk this path with God, and it's being led by the Spirit. And for me, that was so comforting as well. Being in your presence and Mabin's presence and just being guided by God. So, yeah, that's...
And what I want to say to the viewers, folks, God pitches up in our lives in very different ways. Sometimes it's an hour-long chat. Sometimes it's just a helpful conversation. Sometimes it's a just, come on girl, you can make it. And sometimes it's really having to get to the root of issues. But here's the thing. Counseling can offer you something that no one else can. Somebody who has the time, who's worked through their motivations so that they really want to heal and help. So that firstly, they don't want to do any harm. Secondly, there's no judgment here. And thirdly, we filter psychology through the Word of God. That does not mean we don't use psychology. We do understand the human. But sometimes it's so great to lean on someone greater than ourselves, some wisdom that's been there for centuries and has helped centuries of folk. And that's how God has worked, Catherine, in your life.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. Yeah.
And you are not the same person. Can you describe what you felt like when you came in that first couple of sessions? Were you calm and relaxed and in charge? Describe what you were feeling.
I was a nervous wreck. I was, my life was in shambles, and my life was literally falling apart, and I had no control.
And
it was
nothing was going your way.
No, nothing going my way. And I just want to say, nothing still is going my way.
Good point.
But I'm handling it differently.
Okay.
And I think that's the key point there is life is not going to go the way that we want it to. It's how we handle it. And you've given me those tools.
And you know, we all feel that it's God inspiring all of this. It could be a moment. It could be a journey. But it depends on how much you want to engage. You see, it worked for Catherine here because she said, I need to make changes in my own life. I need for myself to find myself. And you did the homework. You did what was necessary to take you along that journey. So people can come alongside you, folks. And we really encourage that. But you have to do the walk. And you have to work out your life for yourself.
Yes.
But at least the people around you, did you feel that they were judgmental, that you were Bible bashed, that it was only Jesus is the way? Or did you feel there was something deeper than that, that when we said Jesus can help, he was effective in your life in any way?
Definitely. No Bible bashing, no judgmental feelings. But you were frank, and sometimes you need a big kick in the bum to put you into your place. And I think that that's necessary. Otherwise, you stay in your comfort zone and you're actually not growing. So I felt complete support, complete love, and healing as well.
And you see, that's what I've seen in Catherine. That's her perspective. But I've watched your walk from when you came in. There were a lot of issues, and life was challenging, and it still is. But what it had done to you is what it does to a lot of us. We're really in that trauma zone. We can't think right. Our emotions aren't right. Not sleeping, often not eating, churning stomach, tension. Needed quite a lot of work in the beginning to just find your safe place.
Yeah.
And I've watched Catherine emerge from all of that trauma into this confident, elegant woman who understands that she's no longer just a victim, but she can make changes in her life that stick.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you found some things that have really fundamentally changed you? Or do you think it's a quick fix? And I know that it sounds like an advert, but that's what I'm really keen on knowing. Is this just a momentary thing, or do you feel deeply changed within?
I can't say it's a quick fix. It's definitely not a quick fix. I think I'm one of the special cases where it was a very long process, and I think that's important because you're getting to the heart of the matter, and you're dealing with your heart, and it's a sensitive and fragile thing to deal with, so it's not going to be a fast process, and it's a real change, it's a lasting change, but it's up to you to want that, and up to you to continue to live by that. And it's not easy. Every day is it's a decision that you have to make every day. But when you get to that point where you feel safe and you feel strong enough within yourself, it's easier to make those decisions.
And you see, what we're looking for at Sanctuary is getting rid of a tree, getting to a root, if you like. But once we've dealt with that, one should see newness coming, a new way of thinking, a new approach, and then we can develop better habits, different ways of handling things. Once we've removed the old, there's place for a new life and new strategies. Don't get caught up in the "I've got a problem, it'll never change" syndrome. That isn't actually accurate. Catherine here, she's changed, I've changed. You know, there's a lot of counselors here, they've changed, and that's why they come into counseling, because it does change you if you want the change. And Catherine has, and I just want to thank you, Catherine, for sharing, but more importantly, thank you for having the courage to come in, having the courage to stick with it, having the courage to not always hear what you wanted to hear, and you've come through the whole process. And thank you for coming back and saying, "Look, I'm restored," because it blesses my heart to see how you have been restored. And I know life isn't great for you, and I know there's going to be challenges ahead, but I think you're better equipped now to handle them than when you came in.
Yeah, and I'm seeing God's favor in my life and how He's working, and it's because I'm in a better place now. It's not a quick fix. It's not everything's happening instantly, but it's a process. And yeah, I'm so grateful, really.
Thank you. And I'm so grateful. And you know who we're grateful to? It's God, because we've got nothing to offer. Except He leads us, He guides us, He teaches us. And over the years, we found that we can offer something to you. If you have nowhere else to go, if you're feeling at the end of your tether, perhaps Sanctuary is the place for you. You're so welcome to come on in. Maybe we can have a chat, maybe we can go further. But if we can assist you in any way, don't be shy. Just pick up that phone, send an email, and we will do our very best to help you. And if we're not the solution for you, we don't hesitate to advise you of people who can help you in your issue. But guys, if you're feeling desperate, please know that you're not alone. Please know that you're not alone.
I just want to say thank you so much as well, because when there were evenings where I thought the whole world was going to come crashing down and I had no one to turn to, you and Mabon were there for me night and day, and that it takes a special person to have that compassion and that type of heart. And I'm just
you're so sweet. But thank you.
I mean, I remember that long conversation we had the one morning. Not many people will go that extra mile, and that just shows your heart and Mabon's heart. So
you know, we've been through things. So guys, don't feel like if I told them, if they just knew. Folks, you don't know what we are, what we've been, where we've been. So please don't feel guilt, shame and remorse and yes, it's there. But come on, it's there anyway. Come on in, have a healing chat about it. And we don't mind chatting. We've been there. We know the pain of 9 o'clock at night and how am I going to get through to 10? You know, please don't think it's ended. Go get help. Doesn't have to be with us, but go get help. God bless you. Catherine, thank you so much. We're
Oh,
so
thank
thrilled.
you.
You'll always be a friend of ours. And folks, just remember, you can always pop back in. If 6 months, a year later, 3 years later, you need a little chat, we're always here for you. God bless you, Catherine.
Oh, God
and
bless
God
you
bless
too.
you too. Bye for now. See you soon.